with us serial number 3, Ijaz Hussain Rathore, FCA, MR number 1789.
Presentation visible?
Can you hear me, sir?
Presentation visible? Is it visible here?
Can everyone see the presentation?
Yes, yes, we can.
Over there.
All right.
Okay. My seniors, my colleagues, my fellow associate and associate members and fellow members, Assalamu alaikum. I take this opportunity to address you. Through this media because due to COVID restrictions, we cannot interact directly. So here is my mission statement. You can read it. It's very simple, but I draw your attention to 3 keywords. 3 keywords are ICAP, council, and members. So let's see what these 3 words, what this denote. ICAP is a body of members. If there are no members, there is no ICAP. So that means there is no distinction between ICAP and the members. Normally, our members refer so many, observation and complaints to our ICAP. So we together are ICAP. I am ICAP. All of you are ICAP. So we are ICAP. Council is a body which we elect through a democratic process for a given period to carry on the functions and objectives of ICAP. That means our objectives and our functions. So the mission statement, if we precisely mention it, is just well-being of the members and prestige of the ICAP. All other things which I discuss further are the tools to achieve this objective. Now I come to the, my presentation is exactly the same which I have already shared with you in the form of my leaflet. So first issue is transparency. Transparency in ICAP proceedings. There is a general feeling that there exists a disconnect between members and the council. Council decisions are communicated to the members very late and in a delayed process, and there is no participation of members in decision making except electing the council members. Once you have elected the council members, then perhaps it is thought that they can do everything and anything without consulting the members. So I think that needs to be changed, and there has to be more interaction with the members. Meaningful consultation, and council decisions should be communicated to the members promptly and transparently. The second issue is the governance, which I think every candidate will say, and this is a major issue. Right now our governance model is like that. The president who is elected, is one of the council members. He is elected for 1 year, and he is also president of the ICAP, and he is also executive head. So by the time the president, after taking oath, settles down his office and starts thinking about the challenges, he understands that his tenure is over. So it's hardly anything can be contributed positively. Basic governance model requires separation of decision making and implementation. So it's not a big issue because we teach this to everyone. So we must learn it ourselves as well. The other issue about governance is decentralization. Everything is centralized, at one place. So we need decentralization and devolution of power to other centers. We have big centers in Lahore and Islamabad. We have large membership outside Pakistan. So we need to have some decision making right on that spots. We need to change our governance model to some extent. Next is rational, equitable representation of members. I don't call it that a separate seat from 1 or separate seat from 2 or separate seat from 3. I put it like this, that there has to be a rational and equitable representation of members, not only in council, but also in committees, in task force, in all other working areas where institute works. We need to make sure that all segments of our membership are represented. So there are separate seats provided in the council for 5 members and 50 members, but 850 members are deprived. And overseas Pakistan also deprived of representation in council directly. Indirectly, we all are represented. Yes, we have respect for all the council members. They are all our representatives. But when we talk of a regional seat or regional representation, then these issues do come in. So formation of committees and task force, that should also be equally spread between genders, between different segments, seniors, juniors, so that juniors also groomed simultaneously. So next is that being primary stakeholders, facilitation, encouragement of members to input. I have been on many committees and I have been associated with Institute for over 30 years now. A general understanding of observation is that members don't participate, members don't respond. So we must think why. Why members don't participate? Why members don't respond? This goes to my first issue. There is a disconnect. There is a disconnect. When we are elected as council members, we think we are elevated now and we are some different creed. So there has to be a close connection between members and the council and whatever ICAP executive is. So that we must find out why our members are not participating, and we must ensure their participation by educating or by interaction and by participatory approach. Then is work for improving image of ICAP and its members. Obviously, this is the most important thing. So I think necessary steps should be taken for improving image of the institute and the members. Strong lobbying is required in the government circles and regulators, close interaction with business leaders, business community. Whenever we go into any event, we see that we get so many posters around. We say that sponsored by such and such bank, sponsored by such and such corporation, sponsored by such as fertilizer company. Why we get only sponsorships? Why we cannot invite business leaders to our head table? Why we can't ask them to share their experience with us? In this way, we can showcase our members. We can showcase our services. We can tell them that those business groups who have now engaged chartered accountants are doing miracles. And those who did not, they are still suffering in the basic things. So I think we need to showcase our services much better and image building. Then there is another problem that, our members in practice cannot advertise. I'm not in the favor of advertising in newspapers, big screens like our services, but there has some way to feel our presence, to make our presence felt to the industry, to the business. So that also is a part of image building of the ICAP. Then I think there's a need to allocate funds for social responsibility. Some social work has to be done, and which should be visible. People should know that this is being done by ICAP or ICAP members. This will also help in building image of ICAP. Next is technical and financial startup support for newly qualified members in pursuing their professional careers. This is most important to my mind. An active job placement department should be created in ICAP, which should keep liaise with the industry, with the chambers, with the business leaders, to see that our members are properly placed in their organizations, in their institutions, in their businesses, and so that they can easily be absorbed there and they can be put therein, because we don't have any such arrangement, codified arrangement. Then I think there should be an endowment fund established, which is a huge amount, not a small. Because last year alone, 900 million was contributed in fee. So we can set a part of that as endowment fund, which should be used to give loans to the startup business professionals. And even if our members go to industry and we think they are not sufficiently paid, we can give them some support. And the members who are not in employment, we can give them some support for a surplus period. There can be a scheme for that, approved by the council, and according to that scheme, we can pay loans, and those loans should be repayable. Because I know in startup, especially while your certificate is practice, for the first 2-3 years, it's very difficult, because for first 3 years, our system doesn't let people to intake trainees. So you have to hire market-based people. So there is a difficult period for startup. So I think there has to be an endowment fund to give loans, not only to professionals in practice, coming in practice, but also in industry if they are underpaid or they are jobless. Counseling and mentoring and technical support. This is also very important. If our member is starting a professional firm, some technical support should be provided to him. If he's going to industry, there should be some mentoring, there should be counseling, how that industry is, what are the dynamics of that particular industry, what is expected of our member in that particular industry, how should he groom himself, what courses are available, what other qualifications are available that can help him. It's left. capacity building of members in general and SMPs in particular. So, regulators are reality like COVID-19. We cannot get rid of regulators, but we have to, down calibrate the expectations of the is regulators, and we upgrade our members to narrow the gap between expectation and performance. And, I have to skip investing in future. We have to invest in our future, in our students, providing them more opportunities, more things, encourage marginalized groups. We have to encourage marginalized groups, and then creating opportunities for members. In the end, I just say a few words about myself. I have 31 years of spotless practice. I'm a proud Pakistani. My firm remains second highest tax-paying firm, per partner tax-paying firm. My 4 kids
Thank
are
you so
charter
much,
accountants.
sir.
Out of them, 3 are their daughters.
Thank you so
And
much,
I
sir.
just, okay.
It's already 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Next, we have with us serial number 4, Jahazeeb Amin, FCA, MR number 3437. Serial number 4, Jahazeeb Amin, FCA.